It is Christmas time. We're looking all festive in the studio here.
Yeah,
With our
happy. Yeah, red and green.
red and green lights. Our production crew has done a great job of making us look all Christmassy.
Production crew.
Yeah.
Happy Christmas Eve
Yeah.
to all those that celebrate.
Yep. We're gonna be doing things with the family and unwrapping presents on Christmas morning and all that stuff.
Yeah, the just so everybody's aware, we're going to do a best of the '90s on the back end of this for the last segment. We're going to do regular up to date football stuff, and then we're going to do a best of on the back end, like real professional broadcasters that we aren't.
Yeah, because we have things to do. We've been doing last minute shopping. We've got to wrap last minute gifts and all that stuff. Which if you're wrapping all of your gifts at the last minute, is it just regular wrapping gifts?
I think that's just the way you are.
Okay.
Like if you're doing last minute, like I was in Walmart today, and I know you have done some last minute shopping. Walmart today, like I had low expectations. They were met. But I will say, I got in Walmart. There was candy on the shelves. The employees were looking glum as normal. Like our Walmart employees look like they are imprisoned. But I didn't have to deal with them because Walmart has eschewed most of its regular cashiers for do-it-yourself. So, and I'm not going to make that stupid joke about I'm going to do a tax write-off. Like I know why Walmart does this.
Yeah.
I go there because you can buy a few things in bulk and they're about as cheap as anybody. But I only go to Walmart like once every 3 months, once every 4 months.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more of a geography thing for us because
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
on the other side of town. Here's my thing. So we went most of our shopping that we had to do yesterday. We went on I spent like most of the day in grocery stores and the one of the large. Well, I guess I'll just say Costco instead of beating around the bush with the large discount store or whatever. But so we spent a majority of the day getting together. We always do we do a ton of like appetizer type food on Christmas Day. And it's not the employees. It's not the stock anymore. It's not like having trouble finding things. It's the other people. It's the other customers in these places that I walk through there sometimes and I'm like, I know it's Christmas time, but like I'm ready to commit a homicide.
Yeah.
At some time. Like, because I go to the store. I have a list. I have these things I want to get. I know where they are. I want to just grab my cart, go straight to those places. And then I got, Joe Shopper, who's maybe been in a grocery store like 3 times in the last year, and he's wandering around. He's doing this. It's like he's visiting like the Egyptian pyramids. Like he's just not seen anything like this before. I'm like, I need everyone to just get the F out of my way right now. I do not have time for this.
Like if you're a first timer at Costco at Christmas, that is not the right time.
No, please. If you've not been to Costco before, even if you just don't go to Walmart a lot or don't do a lot of grocery shopping, please don't try to do it like 2 days before Christmas.
My wife, the first time we became Costco members, we go into Costco and we're like, we want a membership. And, so they were like, okay, they gave us a membership, and then we go in the store. And usually the first thing at our Costco is there's a row of deals on your left, right?
Yes. Yeah. They hit you on the front end. They
Right.
don't have all this shit at the checkout.
No, so Costco has that oversized cart, and we've got our oversized cart, and I walk in, and there's a deal on like, I can't remember what it is, some sort of drink mix maybe. So I'm like, oh, that's a good deal. Then I just grab one and put it in the cart, and Christy takes it back out of the cart. She goes, we're not ready for this yet. And I was like, what do you mean? You buy
ready.
10 of these for $10 and you can buy 31 of them here for like $17.
We're not ready for this.
We're getting this. She's like, I'm not ready to put anything in the cart yet. I need a moment to adjust to this.
She
And I was
just had to
like,
take it all in.
yes. I was just... So, I mean, I feel for you. If you were in Costco yesterday and you had a first timer in there at Christmas.
Look, it's not that. No, it's not first timer either. Like Aaron just doesn't do. Like I do a lot of the grocery shopping.
Yeah, Aaron doesn't.
Aaron's not.
It's not her jam.
And Evan's not great. Like Evan goes to Target to look around. I am not in Costco 2 days before Christmas to look around.
We
folks.
are man
we are
shoppers.
Going.
Yeah, we're man shoppers.
getting,
there's a list. There is a place where that thing on the list is, and you're going to go to that place, get that thing, and put it in your cart, and go to the next one.
They see the samples, and I'm like, well, there goes my afternoon. We're gonna be here all day.
You did tell me you had been in a grocery store all day. I didn't believe you.
I was there. Oh yeah.
I didn't think you were that dumb.
Yeah, I'm very capable of being stupid enough to do all of my grocery shopping 2 days before Christmas. Absolutely. But I didn't murder anybody, so Merry Christmas.
Did you think about it?
I just many times it crossed my mind. We are just two middle-aged refugees from Generation X.
Man, we grew up in a time that was a lot simpler than it is today.
Could we gamble on sports back then?
No, not really. We did, but not legally. But now?
Now we can, and we can talk about it on a podcast, and we can talk about a lot of other things too.
And we're going to. I'm Lanny.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is Bet Small,
Lose Small. We're close to the end. We're getting close.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, but it's also kind of the saddest time of the year if you're an NFL fan.
Well, I tend to I'll get a little sad when we get into November, when we get into Thanksgiving time, because then I know that the season we're getting ready to hit the home stretch. But then right around this time when we get to Christmas break and we've got a couple weeks off and we can just do nothing but consume football.
Yeah, that is nice.
Now it starts to get interesting.
I'm on my 4th day of 16 in a row off, so this is my vacation.
Same.
Vacation time of the year. This is when I save up, 6 or 7 days.
Oh yeah.
So to be off, just to be able to take in the games, take in college football if it's on, the meaningless bowl games.
Yeah.
And
all the now this year at least we have the expanded football playoffs, which are weird. I don't even want to talk about the college football playoffs because they just make me mad.
I know you're mad about certain things, but every year we get mad over the 64th team. I refuse to go along with this 68 team college tournament, but it's who's left out and why aren't they an 11 seed? And if an 11 seed starts winning regularly, then we can cry about it.
I just don't understand why SMU and James Madison and Tulane have to go in and get the shit kicked out of them when there's perfectly deserving teams like Notre Dame sitting there going, what happened here? Why aren't we in here? Miami's winning 10-7 over Texas A&M when Notre Dame actually gave it. I don't even want to get into it. They need to fix it.
Sometimes, folks, I just pull his string just to watch him go.
Look, we have bad teams make the playoffs in the NFL, but at least we have a defined set of rules for how teams make the playoffs. If an 8-9 team wins their division and gets in the playoffs over an 11-6 team, that's just how it goes. We know what the rules are.
Over the years they have talked about not doing that, or reseeding or whatever, and they never come up with the balls to do it.
That's fine. The NFL doesn't have a committee of randomly unchosen, unpaid people who represent represent conferences, and some are politicians and whatever, choosing the teams that go to the fucking playoffs, man. The NFL doesn't have that. We at least have rules. College football does not seem to have rules.
This debate has only been going on since before we were born.
Right. Yeah. At least it's not computers doing it, I guess, but
or people.
Or voters.
Remember those years back in the late 80s, early 90s where BYU would go 11-0 and they'd be like, we deserve a shot at the national championship.
Yeah.
And the voters were like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
And,
Boise State did that for a while. They had that claim.
Well, BYU used to be, I can't remember what conference they were in, but they were good compared to the other teams they were playing. And then they play somebody real in a bowl game and get the shit kicked out of them.
I believe they were Mountain West. We'll have the production team check that.
Yeah, the production team.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about?
Move on. We got to move on from
NFL games.
Yeah, let's get through.
This was a really fun week. Hard week to bet, as we will show you later. There was a poison pill in every bet that I made. I think there was a poison, except for one. I hit one really good bet this weekend.
You hit one, but you hit one that was off the books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The contest was a dumpster fire.
Contest was like the contest was so bad that I feel like we're almost to the point where we need to bring in ringers to make these picks for us.
Or like let a dog or cat step on a place on a mat and just go with that.
We could take our little dealer chip here and we could just flip it for every game. We just run, say, it says
Eagles
dealer
or
on both sides.
Commanders.
Yeah,
Eagles or
you're right.
Commanders.
Yeah. Because it was bad. Yeah, there was one game in every parlay that just didn't turn out correctly for us. So maybe once we get to the playoffs, we'll come up with some kind of gimmick that we can compare ourselves to, because man, it's going poorly. I mean, I'm at least still up for the year. And this is the other thing. If you're following along at home, which I know dozens of you are, you can actually go through and take some of these individual picks and do okay.
We're really spot on the individual picks. We miss one pick or maybe two games per week, but we get most of the games right.
We just think that we're cool enough that we can pick 4 parlays a week and nail them all.
That's the problem.
No, nobody can do that.
Real gamblers might tell us that we shouldn't do that.
So you were right, though. It was a crazy week. We've eliminated more teams. The playoff picture is starting to get a little more clear. And as we go through these, we'll talk about some of the teams that now are eliminated. Let's start with that crazy Thursday night game between the Rams and Seahawks, which after the way this crazy weekend went, feels like it was a month ago.
It was also a precursor.
Yeah.
Because I was watching that game. You were watching that game. The Seahawks were dead. They were dead. The game was over.
Yep.
They had been thoroughly beaten.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Sam Darnold comes alive. There's a turnover. And then, boom, it's tied.
Here's my question. Did Sam Darnold really come alive, or did the Rams just die? Because for 3 quarters,
they were beating them.
It's worth mentioning this game was in Seattle. I don't think that if this game is in LA that Seattle wins. I think 9 times out of 10 the Rams win this game.
No, I mean it was Seattle's a very hard place to play, and yes, I'm on board with you.
The Rams were up just to kind of quickly. The Rams through 3 quarters, they were up 30-14. They scored a touchdown on a drive that started in the 3rd quarter, went into the 4th quarter. They're up 30-14 at that point. Darnold throws an interception, a terrible, terrible interception from the Rams 6.
Yeah.
After that, things start to get weird. The Rams go 3 and out. They punt. Seattle returns it for a touchdown. The Rams go 3 and out again. They punt. And then Seattle goes 2 plays and scores a touchdown. And all of a sudden, within like a minute and a half, it went from Rams are up 30-14 to the game is tied.
I missed like 10 minutes of the game, and I left with it 30-14. I came back with it 30 whatever
30-30. 30-22 maybe? You might have
No, I came back
30-22.
like when it was 30-22. I was like, what the heck happened? And then Seattle already had the ball.
The crazy part about that is too, this is where I wanted to talk. I wanted to sort of frame our recap of this week in terms of like, what did you learn from each game? Because I think we're starting to learn little intricate things about each team now, the ones that are going to be in the playoffs. I don't think I learned anything about either team that I didn't already know. I know the Rams are. I still think the Rams are the best team in the NFL. I just think that they're going to happen to be. They might happen to be the 5th seed in the NFC. Seattle was incredibly lucky. They once again overcame kind of just a medium game from Sam Darnold. There was that 2-point conversion that bounced off that Darnold threw. They ended up ruling that it was not a forward lateral. They ended up ruling
the backward lateral.
The backward lateral.
And then it was the I don't like that play. I'm going to explain it real quick.
Okay.
So there was a backward lateral that looked like an incomplete pass.
Bounced off a defensive lineman's helmet.
Right. It just looked like an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
And everybody stopped playing. And one of the Seattle players goes over, picks up the ball in the end zone, and the referees have blown the play dead, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So the play is blown dead because it looks like an incomplete pass. They go and review it. They come back.
They come back while the Seahawks are getting ready to kick off, by the way. Like, this went all the way, like, everyone in the building thought that it was 30-28 at this point.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then they ruled that it is a 2-point conversion, that it was a backward lateral or basically a fumble.
Yeah.
And that it was recovered obviously by Seattle.
Right.
And it was
by Zach Charbonnet, who basically just reached down and put his hand on the ball in the end zone, nonchalantly, as though he was grabbing the ball to pick it up and throw it to the
that was not. It was no longer
his
a competitive
intention,
act.
He was not thinking this ball is live. I'm going to get 2 points.
No, I don't know how you fix that, but this is one of those instances where replay makes it worse.
I'm torn on this because, yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear the refs didn't realize it in the moment. And look, when you look at that replay, this goes back all the way. We've been arguing about what's a forward pass and what's a backward pass and everything since, go back to the beginning of football. I mean, how many times have we looked at film of the Music City Miracle between the Titans and the Bills and argued whether that's a lateral or not?
There's no argument on that one.
Well,
that is not a miracle. That is a misplay.
Okay, so you're saying, well, we won't get into that.
No, the Music City Miracle is in fact not a miracle. It's a missed call by the referees.
You believe it was a forward pass?
Absolutely.
Okay, see, and that's the problem because I don't. I think he actually. Looking back on it, maybe it's my.
This was against your Bills. What is wrong with you?
Because you look any way that you look at it, if the ball's not going forward, it is a lateral. It's not a forward pass. So in this case, but this is my point. It's so difficult to even figure these things out on replay because a camera angle can be wrong and it can look different. And so to take this replay, and I don't know what the fix is for this either. I think if the refs blow a play dead, then I think sometimes you got to just say, "Ref screwed up. Sorry, guys. We'll get you next time."
Either replay it or move on.
Yeah, we do this with missed pass interference calls all the time. We
there
do
was
this with misholding. Like, we do this all the time.
There was a PI called last night that was an abomination.
There were several missed penalties. I mean, look, you can go through this in every game. I just think that if the play is blown dead, the play is blown dead, and that's it. If guys stop playing, guys stop playing. That's it.
What we have learned, though, I think from the Rams and Seahawks is the Seahawks are good. The Rams are more steady at quarterback. I think the Rams have a better line, and I think a bounce or two in that game, and the Rams win it. Literally one bounce.
Yeah.
So. I think you're right. They're going to finish up as the 5 seed.
I think you can make the argument that these are the top 2 teams in the NFL, even with the flaws. The Rams have a flaw in that, look, they went 3 quarters dominating this game and didn't win because their last 4 drives were punts or they had to fire their special teams coordinator because they missed a field goal and they allowed a punt to be returned for a touchdown, and both of those things cost them the game. Yeah. So they have some flaws to them, but I still think these are the best 2 teams, probably the best 2 teams in the NFL, and I think the Rams are better. I think they're going to end up playing on the road in the playoffs. I don't think I don't think we know that. I don't think that's anything new that we learned from last week. Stafford, I think. One thing I've learned is Matt Stafford is, I think, pretty clearly the MVP at this point.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna make an argument that the 2025 Bears are the 2024 Chiefs. They beat the Packers 22-16 in overtime. With a pass, Caleb Williams throws a game-winning touchdown pass. But the Bears are the most unimpressive 11-4 team I think I've seen. And they keep winning by 1 score constantly. Yeah. That like it can't keep going on. And we saw the Chiefs this year when the statistics started to even out over time. Yeah. That the Chiefs were rally by Pat Mahomes, yes, but also maybe not as talented as what their record said.
No, I don't think so. Now, Caleb Williams will have 3 throws a game that show you why the hype is so big around him. And that
Sure.
and the touchdown pass in overtime is one of them. That was a perfect throw. He also has 5 throws a game that you're like, what on earth is this guy doing? The problem here is that Green Bay, now Jordan Love is hurt. They played most of this game with Malik Willis at quarterback, and if that continues, they are going to be an easy out.
They're done.
Malik Willis is not bad. He's not been bad, but he's a backup quarterback.
Yes.
And if they lose another couple games, they're going to be out of the playoffs here, which is just remarkable considering the talent on that team and what the expectations were around them. I think you're right. I think what we've learned is that Chicago they're fine. They're winning a lot of games with they're going to regress to the mean at some point, right? And it's probably it should happen in the playoffs, but if it doesn't, it won't be the most surprising thing of all time because sometimes these teams just they've got 4-leaf clovers shoved up their asses, man. They pull out these lucky 1-score games.
So the NFC has gotten crystal clear though.
Pretty much.
No, there's no pretty much to it.
There's no pretty
It
much
is
to it?
crystal clear.
Okay.
The top 6 teams are the Seahawks, Bears, Eagles, and Panthers. The 49ers and Rams have both clinched. Green Bay and Detroit are in the mix for the last playoff spot, and everyone else is eliminated but Tampa.
So Philadelphia, go ahead.
Tampa's hanging on by a thread.
Well, that's the other thing is it's the only thing that we really we kind of have to watch the NFC South because
that could flip. Either it's going to be Carolina or Tampa.
It's going to be one of those two. It's going to be probably the worst division winner in the league.
And the easiest, I think, easy to bet against them.
Very easy to bet against either of those teams.
But
Tampa Bay's banged up, man. They don't look healthy.
No.
Baker doesn't look like the Baker that he was in the beginning of the year. Carolina is just.
Let's talk about the Bucks Panthers. They just played. The Panthers ended up winning 23-20 at home.
Okay.
Bryce Young had a couple of touchdowns, and they took over the first place in the NFC South. Baker banged up in that one.
Yeah.
Carolina hasn't been to the playoffs in quite some time. They're kind of a feel-good story. I really don't know how good they are, though. I want to say they're not good.
I don't think either of these teams. Neither of them looks like a playoff team.
No, I'll tell you who Carolina has beaten this year. They started the regular season 0-2 at the Cardinals, at the Jags. So that doesn't tell you much. They beat the Falcons 30-0 at home and then lost 42-13 at the Patriots. So they start out 1-3. They've beaten the Dolphins, the Cowboys, the Jets. They beat the Packers 16-13 at Green Bay. That's their biggest win of the year. They beat the Falcons at the Falcons, and they beat the Rams at home.
The Rams was the big win for them. That was when you started thinking, is this, because remember we started having this discussion in the middle of the season. We're like, is Carolina going to be in the mix? Like, just to talk about Carolina being in the mix at some point during the middle of the year was. No, you would not have thought that.
They also had
season.
They had an unforgivable loss at home to the Saints, 17-7.
This is true. We're going to get to the Saints in a second, though.
And they went to the Saints and lost 2017 just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or no, not this past week, but the week before. So I don't understand that. Except maybe the Saints are not as bad as their 5-10 record says they are.
I think that's probably true, but when it comes to Carolina and Tampa Bay, I think what we've learned is this is just you're going to have a bad division winner come out of the NFC South, and it's Tampa Bay's banged up. Carolina, it's a nice little story. It's Bryce Young. Bryce Young again got benched early in the year, and he's come back. He's shown a little bit of improvement. Whether or not that's the guy going forward for Carolina, who knows? But He does a few nice things here and there. He's not going to light up the scoreboard, but it's just it's going to be a fun team to bet against as a home playoff team. whichever one of those teams clinches their division. Now, I do want to talk. We skipped over one of the other Saturday games, Philadelphia at Washington. Philadelphia becomes the first team in the NFL to clinch their division. And I am not excited about them whatsoever.
No, I'm not. I'm not either. They are 10-5, 3-4, or 3-2 in the division, 8-3 in their conference.
Yeah.
But
why is Philadelphia just so? They're just not fun to watch. They're not fun to bet on.
Their strength of schedule is .469. It's not that good.
They don't look like they're having fun. They're yelling at each other on the sidelines.
I just think
their fans are, God, they suck.
I just think they're kind of offensively limited.
Yeah.
Even with Saquon Barkley.
Well, Barkley's had a terrible year. I mean, he's nowhere near what he was a year ago.
They've had some quality losses, I guess I'll call them. They lost at the Cowboys. They lost versus the Bears. They lost at the Chargers. Mm-hmm. They lost against the Broncos, but they also lost at the Giants.
Yeah.
They've beaten the Cowboys. They won at the Chiefs. They've beaten the Rams, which is probably their best win. They beat the Bucks in Tampa. They beat the Giants. They won at the Packers. They beat the Lions.
Yeah.
So I guess, the thing you learn about Philly going to Washington and coming out with a double-digit victory is at least they're holding serve when they're supposed to.
They can take care of business.
Yeah.
And I don't know if just being able to take care of business is going to get it done in the playoffs. We'll just have to see who they play.
I don't think it will. I'm going to be happy to bet against them. I did like having Saturday football.
Yes.
That's always my favorite is the Saturday game. So
100%.
Let's move on to the Sunday slate. Your Buffalo Bills go to Cleveland and come out 23-20. It was never as close as that, but it should have been more like 43-20.
Yeah.
Josh with some uncharacteristic giveaways.
Well, that defense, Cleveland's defense is always a tough matchup.
The defense is good.
Historically
Myles
speaking,
Garrett is probably the best defender in the NFL.
Myles Garrett got a half a sack on a play where Josh basically fell down and hurt his foot.
Yeah.
So, that's one thing to watch going forward because Josh did it. I guess he's got a sore foot. They actually took him in for x-rays right before halftime, which were negative. It'll be an absolute shock if he's not playing football either of the next 2 weeks. He's going to be out there. I don't think I learned anything except the Bills. They did what they had to do. You could say they Milton Berled this game. But really this was the James Cook show. This is just James Cook gashing the Browns defense at key moments. And that was the thing. It wasn't that, he had 117 yards, but he had key plays that led to that extended drives, scored touchdowns. It was, the Bills showed that they can win when Josh is not a great. I mean, he didn't even throw for more yards than Shedeur Sanders in that game. So
at one point the Bills were 7-4. Now they're 11-4. They still have a chance in the division.
They do. Yep.
They have clinched a playoff spot.
Yeah. That's
6 consecutive years with the playoffs.
I believe so. Might be 7. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. It's a lot. You get sometimes you get to do so much winning that you lose a little track lighting on them.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know what that feels like. They have the Eagles coming to town, and then they have the Jets coming to town. So the last 2 in Buffalo.
Yeah.
In Orchard Park.
That Eagles game is going to tell us. That might tell us the rest of what we need to know about Buffalo for this season.
All right. Chargers go to Dallas and thump the Cowboys 34-17. That's kind of what we expected to see. Justin Herbert goes for 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns. It was close for a half, and then it just wasn't.
Dallas had been eliminated the night before with Philadelphia beating Washington to clinch the division.
So their give a shitter was turned down.
This is the third. I think this is the third straight home loss for Dallas now. Between they lost to Arizona, they lost to who do they lose to last week? They lose these games at home. They lost to Minnesota last week.
Yeah, that was an unconscionable loss.
Just an unacceptable loss. And I mean, this week, it was over, so it doesn't matter whether they beat the Chargers or not. I think Justin Herbert is pretty much what we've thought about him all along. He can have these kinds of games against a bad defense. They're still going to have some trouble with their offensive line, I think, in the playoffs if they get to the playoffs, which it's looking like they will. But
just to put a moratorium, or not a moratorium, but to put a bow on Dallas' season, we're going to cue up Jerry Jones to say Dallas is only going to go as far as their quarterback takes them, and I just want to tell you how far their quarterback took them this year. He went 378 for 552 for 68.5% completion percentage, 4,200 yards, 28 TDs against 10 picks, and he was one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
It was a tick over his career of 67%. He has 35,000 career yards, 241 touchdowns versus 92 picks, and a career 98.4 rating. So this was above average for his career. And I'm not a Dak fan, but I got to tell you, if he was on a team that was going to the playoffs, we would be talking about him as an MVP candidate.
100%. Yeah, Jerry, it turns out that maybe it's not about Dak Prescott. Maybe it's about not trading away a generational talent at defensive line in exchange for two lesser pieces.
Yeah,
on the defense, like your defense couldn't stop anybody. That was the biggest problem earlier in the year. Then their defense got a little bit better, but it was kind of too late. And then you drop these weird games at home that have nothing to do with Dak. It's not about just the quarterback, man. You got to have a defense. So we'll see what they do in the offseason. Probably something that makes us scratch our heads.
To be fair, Dak is the second best receiving core in the league.
This is true. Yeah.
So he should look pretty good.
It's up there. It's up there with Cincinnati, and I mean, technically, Philadelphia has a pretty good receiving core, and Dallas is there's fans should be upset. I think
the Chiefs go into Nashville and just get the shit kicked out of them by the Titans. I thought this was embarrassing. I thought it was beneath the office of Andy Reid. The Titans are one of the worst teams in the league. Andy Reid goes in there, scores 9 points. I know it's Gardner Minshew. I know it's, the Chiefs don't have great talent at the skill positions except for quarterback. And then, they're a generational talent goes down at quarterback. I know all those things. But this Titan team is bad.
Yeah. It's not just Gardner Minshew, by the way. Gardner Minshew was only in for part of this game. I'm going to admit right now I did not watch this game. I watched a few.
It was kind of unwatchable.
Well, it was Gardner Minshew for a little bit, and then it was Chris Oladokun.
Yeah, Minshew only attempted 8 passes. He was 3 of 8 for 15 yards. But then this Chris Oladokun, 11 for 16 for 111 yards. At least he didn't throw a pick, but he got sacked 4 times.
He is from South Dakota State. I don't know anything about this guy. He's 28 years old, which implies that he's been in the NFL for a little while. I've never heard of him.
Let me tell you the running backs that rush the ball, or the people that rush the ball for Kansas City in Tennessee. Isaiah Pacheco, 8 for 34. Minshew, Oladokun, Kareem Hunt, three carries for 2, and Xavier Worthy had 1 carry for 0.
The Chiefs are mailing this in. We've probably already spent a little bit too much time on this game.
Yes.
I will tell you this: Cam Ward is going to be okay. For as bad as Tennessee has been this year, Cam Ward is actually, like, He actually looks like a professional quarterback. I think he's going to be all right. That team has a lot of other things that need to get fixed in Tennessee.
All right, the Bengals go to Miami. Our friends, the Cinnamons, were at this game after getting off a cruise. So they went on a cruise. They get off the cruise ship. They buy some pretty reasonably priced tickets for the Miami and Bengals, and the Bengals go in there and stuff the Dolphins, just completely crush them.
Joe Burrow looks like he's having fun again. Is he having fun, Lanny? Was it a fun game?
Let me tell you what's not fun. Not going
to the playoffs.
Is watching the Bengals gack away 2 winnable games that they had to have in order to possibly win the division. And then when it's, good for them to lose, they go out and blow out the Dolphins and eliminate them from the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't know how much more you can say about that. The same problems exist for the Bengals that always did. Cincinnati appears to have moved on from Tua to Quinn Ewers.
No, Miami has, but yeah.
Who did I say?
You said Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Okay, Miami.
Ewers, is that how you pronounce it?
Quinn Ewers. Yeah, it was quarterback for Texas last year.
260 yards and 2 picks. So,
Quinn Ewers, who was like,
if you're gonna start a game as a rookie, may as well start against the Bengals.
It's good. The Bengals defense is a good place to start. Yeah.
Burrow went 25 of 32 for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yep.
He had a good day.
Awesome. Great.
It's not good.
Let's move on. Unless you want to talk. Do you want to eulogize the Cincinnati Bengals at all?
I think I would like to roast them instead of eulogize. So
Sounds
let's
great.
move forward.
Okay. Jets at New Orleans. I didn't learn anything about this game except, and I think the Saints have a quarterback.
Okay.
I think Tyler. I actually watched a lot of this game because I had some money on it. I didn't have it in the picks, but I had a little bit of money on this game. Tyler Shuck, I think he might be okay. I think if the Saints have a high draft pick, and they're going to have a top 5 or 6 pick in this draft, I think they can go someplace else besides quarterback. Tyler Shuck looks like kind of like I say, if I say Tannehill, is that bad?
I don't think Tannehill gets his due. He had a good stretch where he was a pretty good quarterback.
Like, I don't think he's like. I think he's better than. I think he could be better than a Tannehill. Better than like.
He was above
Andy
the
Dalton.
He was above the Dalton.
He's
line.
above the Dalton line. Yeah.
I think he was above the Dalton line.
He's also 26. He's played a lot of football. So I think he played 5 years in college, which is another interesting. At some point during the offseason, when we're getting around draft time, we'll talk about this phenomenon of older quarterbacks coming in and kind of doing okay. It seems like nowadays, if you get more starts in college, that might actually help you.
I think it's good.
Especially now that we're not like the teams that draft a rookie quarterback in the first round, like they can't really afford to sit on him for a year because they've got to find out right away so that if they've screwed up that pick, they know, like, okay, we got to go right back into the draft and pick somebody else within 2 years. So if you get an older one like Tyler Shuck in there, maybe that's a good way to do it, man. Speaking
of a quarterback that they may have to go back and figure it out, J.J. McCarthy. The Vikings beat the Giants 16-13.
Yeah.
I don't want to belabor this game, but McCarthy got hurt, and he will not play this coming week.
No.
Max Brosmer went 7 of 9 for 52 yards and got sacked. I don't know. It's J.J. McCarthy. You asked me a couple weeks ago, what did I learn? What did we learn from this game? That when you miss on a quarterback like that, it is really bad.
They've missed loudly.
They may have missed.
I've seen enough of McCarthy. I just don't see him. I don't see him being a starting quarterback in a year. I mean, in 2 years, I don't see him. I think he's probably not. He's probably not on the Vikings. They're not going to. There's no chance at this point they're going to pick up his option, right? He's already missed. He missed his rookie year with an injury. Well, this is his second year. He's going to get one in his third year.
We got a couple of years to figure that out.
Well, they're going to have to. They're going to have to after next season. They're going to have to decide whether they're going to pick up his option or not. I mean, I don't see it, man. I think there's a chance that Minnesota's moving on to something else. And the Giants, as far as the Giants go, who knows? Everybody's hurt on that team. They're going to be fine. The Giants are going to be fine. They've got offensive weapons that are going to be back next year. They'll be okay.
I think the Broncos Jags game was kind of the shocker of the week for me. The Jags go to Denver and win 34-20, kind of, I don't know, slowing down a Denver team that has been, on fire.
This game was alarming. This is the biggest shocker of the week for me.
Yeah, same. And we had money on. We had the Denver. Both of us had Denver in multiple picks.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, it wasn't. I mean, he didn't have a great game percentage wise, but he had 350 yards and a TD and a pick.
If you told me at the end of that game that Nix was staring down like almost 400 yards, there's no way I would have believed it.
He just didn't have that.
He just didn't have it that day. And Trevor Lawrence showed some toughness in this game. He got annihilated on a run. He took a shot to the ribs on a run that he took a shot to the ribs and then he dove for a first down after that. And you could tell that he was hurting. You could tell that it was affecting him the rest of the game, and he still led that team to a convincing victory. I don't want to say that Jacksonville is dangerous now in the playoffs.
Nah, let's not get crazy. It's still Jacksonville. It's still Trevor Lawrence. He of the 62 to 3% passing most of the time. I don't want to sleep on our Jacksonville fans though. They were in our comments this week saying, "Oh,
we have Jacksonville."
Yeah, we had Jacksonville in our comments, and they were like, "Oh, that pick didn't age well." I'm like, "Hey, look, I'm sorry if I picked Denver over Jacksonville."
I know in Denver, yeah. Who's really arguing with that?
No,
come on, guys, come on.
If I'm wrong about that, then so be it.
People in Jacksonville had Denver money line. Okay, let's settle down.
Exactly.
Okay,
but that was a 34-20, and it was like. I was watching that game and I was just like, they're not going to get there, because I was like kind of keeping up with it, multiple screens, and I was like, Denver's going to fire off here in a minute. They're going to come alive and make something happen, and they just never did.
That's the thing. It always felt like, we're just one drive away from Denver taking this back over.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a product necessarily of Denver as much as it is. I mean, how much have you trusted the Trevor Lawrence Jacksonville Jaguars over the last 2 years?
Just haven't. They kind of missed on their first pick, and they gave away a bunch of assets, and here they are. I think they are. I say I think. I'll tell you exactly. They are definitely in the playoffs. And let me look up the playoff tree here.
So. They're 11-4. I got the standings here in front of me.
They've clinched a playoff.
They've clinched a playoff spot. Now they're 11-4. Houston is 10-5.
Very
in
dangerous.
the AFC South. Houston's probably going to make the playoffs, but we're going to get to Houston in a second because that was a weird game too. The interesting thing is the Denver loss. Now it really opens up that number one seed possibility.
Yeah, the Broncos are 12-3. The Patriots are 12-3. Jacksonville's 11-4. The Chargers 11-4, and the Bills are 11-4. So, Buffalo has what left?
They're home for Philly and home for the Jets.
I think they win both. So that puts them at 13-4.
Okay. New England, I'm looking up their schedule now. They're going to have. They're at the Jets, and then they're home for Miami. Now, those sound like easy W's.
They are.
But you know the history of New England going to Miami late in the year.
I don't.
Maybe you don't.
I do know it.
Tom Brady
I don't
had some
care
weird
that
losses
much
in Miami.
I don't see how Miami beats anybody.
The Quinn Ewers Dolphins landed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there you go. So I think those are two W's. So the Broncos would have to win out.
Right.
If they don't, the Patriots are going to be the number one seed.
You get to the Broncos. Because we'll see who the Broncos have got left. Because I don't think they have. I think they've got some pretty tough
at the
ones.
Chiefs and home
for the Chargers.
So that last Chargers game is huge.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Because the Chargers can leap over them if the stars align.
God, that Denver at KC is this Thursday night.
Yeah, it's going to be
Christmas
a big one.
night. And Man, the NFL had different thoughts on what this game was going
Yes,
to be
they
at the
did.
beginning of the year, didn't
They
they?
really did. They were
They're
like,
just-
because all credit to the NFL. I like the division games in the last week of the season. I really like that, but this one just
Yeah.
didn't turn out the way they thought.
There's the people at Amazon who have that Christmas night game with the Chiefs and Broncos. There's some guys just sitting in a dark room right now over at Amazon going, "Ugh,
So,
what could have been?"
the Eagles Bills.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
Let's
that.
not
in our
step
picks.
on our previews
Yeah,
yet,
yeah.
because we got a few more games to go through here.
I don't want to spend any time on the Falcons Cardinals. Do not care.
The only thing I will say about this game, I had a 3-leg parlay, and we're not going to do like deep dive into our picks because they were so bad. I had Chargers Dallas over 49.5. That hit easily. Rams Seattle 44.5 over. That hit easily. And then I had Atlanta Arizona 47.5 over. And
45.
when I was watching this game, and with like 12 minutes left, I needed a field goal, just 3 points. And you and I were texting, and at halftime it was 32 points. That was the total. You were like, "Well, that looks pretty good. I think you're going to hit that one." This is a plus 585 parlay that I had.
That's rough.
And
I hate it.
And both Atlanta. This was watching Jacoby Brissett and Kirk Cousins just basically throw passes backwards for an entire 12 minutes of football. And it was one of the most I will never, just next time I put any money on a game that involves Jacoby Brissett and or Kirk Cousins at any point, just slap me in the face. Just say, "Can you remove your glasses? I need to hit you in the face."
You're the same guy that bet the Jets like 3 weeks in a row.
Well,
too.
this is true. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Steelers, this was the biggest win for the Steelers this year, 29-24 at the Lions. I had the Steelers getting points, so they didn't even need that. They ended up with a safety in the third quarter and the wildest ass fourth quarter you can ever imagine, 17-14 in just the fourth. And the Lions were about to win the game on a lateral to the quarterback when an offensive pass interference was called, ending the game on the very last play.
It was okay. I have seen far worse offensive pass interferences.
Way worse.
Than what were called. Than that were not called.
Yes.
The Detroit got hosed.
They did.
They got hosed on this, and I'm sorry, that's one of those deals where the refs, you can't make that ticky-tack call on a play like that. I know the rules are the rules, but for God's sake, that's the worst time to make that call. I didn't like it, and I the game it didn't feel that close until Detroit came back in the fourth quarter. It felt like Pittsburgh was in control of this most of the day.
This was a devastating loss for Detroit
Crushing.
because of that Green Bay Packers 9-5-1.
Yeah.
Because if Detroit wins out, the best they can finish is 10-7.
Yeah.
If Green Bay wins out, they finish 11-5-1.
Yeah. It's a huge missed opportunity for Detroit. And it's just the kind of thing that we've kind of had this feeling about Detroit all year.
Yes.
Like they just haven't quite had it.
Well, since like the fifth or sixth game, we
Yeah.
knew that there was some sort of issue there. And
Yeah. The offense hasn't been the same,
yeah, I look for them to have a new coordinator.
I think they have to. That you've got to go. You've got to find another coordinator now. Like this transition from Ben Johnson to this guy they have now has not worked out. They got to find something else.
We didn't figure out that it was going bad for Detroit until, they lost to the Vikings at home. That was the what?
That was the what's going on?
They
here?
lost at the Packers, then they beat the Bears 52-21 at home. They beat the Ravens in Baltimore. They beat the shit out of the Browns. They beat the Bengals in Cincinnati, which was a reasonably good game. They lost to the Chiefs, which didn't seem at the time to be a big deal. They beat the Bucks. Then they lost to the Vikings at home, 27-24. This was not a good Vikings team. They beat the Commanders, and then they lost at the Eagles. They lost to the Packers again. Played a close one with Dallas. Well, it wasn't that close.
They lost a tough one to the Packers.
Yeah.
The second time. The first time was like outdoors in Green Bay, new coordinator. Like it was almost you almost could tell that.
Yeah, opening night is kind of hard anyway.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on that first week. Look, it's been a tough season.
They had a really tough schedule this year too.
They did. They just caught the. It was one of those deals where the NFC North. I don't know who the NFC North plays. What the AFC?
They played the
North.
AFC West. Looks like.
Yeah. It's been a tough year, and I expect Detroit to bounce back.
No, I'm sorry. They played the AFC North, but they
Okay.
also had the Chiefs,
Yeah.
the Bucks, the Eagles. They played the NFC East.
It's been rough.
Yeah,
It's been a rough schedule for them.
they also played the Rams.
Yeah, I expect them to bounce back. I still think Jared Goff didn't look bad in this game.
No,
He's had more weird moments this year. But I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll be okay. They need to try a different offensive coordinator, I think. As far as Pittsburgh goes, are you worried about this team in the playoffs at all?
no. I'm happy to bet against Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. I'm happy to bet against a guy with a broken hand. I mean, that doesn't seem to have affected him. What affects the Steelers is their offensive line is just okay. They have a couple of good backs, but they don't have the skill players that they need to be serious, and it's Aaron Rodgers.
They've also lost DK Metcalf for 2 games. He's suspended for getting in a shoving match with a fan, which is always a good idea, you know?
Yeah, and DK Metcalf has not been like the 26-year-old DK Metcalf.
No, he hasn't. He's been okay, but he's certainly not replaced George Pickens.
No. I just want to look at his stats just real quick.
While you're doing that, the last we saw Aaron Rodgers in a playoff game, I think was 4 years ago for the Packers when he was gacking away a home playoff game for the second straight year.
Yes.
So, I'm not worried about them either. It's weird because we have in both conferences, we have a bunch of really good teams, and then we have one division winner. We're going to have one division winner a piece that's going to be terrible. In the NFC, it's the South. It's whoever wins the South is going to be awful. And the winner of the NFC North, which could technically still be Baltimore, either one of those teams is going to take a home L in the first round, I believe.
If I were to ask you who the leading receiver was in receptions for the Steelers, who would you say?
I mean, the only one I know is Metcalf, so I'd have to say him. I don't know. I can't think.
He is not.
Okay, that's
Kenneth Gainwell has 62 receptions for 410 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Kenneth Gainwell is a running back, isn't he?
He's a running back.
Okay, great.
So that tells you what you need to know about the Steelers.
Okay.
DK Metcalf has 59 catches for 850 yards on 99 targets. So
50 something catches on 99 targets.
59 catches on 99 targets.
Well, that's not good.
It's not.
Okay.
Gainwell 62 for 72. Their tight end is 35-44. So yeah, it's just not been a good year for Metcalf.
Yeah. What do we got next? Vegas at Houston. This felt like a Milton Berle game for Houston.
Yeah, Houston had the best unis going on of the day. They look kind of like those red helmets.
Those all reds are great.
Oh no, the best uniforms of this week though were Seattle's color shift helmets.
The iridescent helmets.
Those things
great.
are badass.
Those are
but I do like I wish when the Texans wear these uniforms, they put them with like a black pant or maybe a white pant. But those red helmets look amazing. Yes, Milton Berle or played with their food, however you want to couch it. 23-21, they did what they needed to do.
It was just weird to keep looking up and seeing this game so close. I'm like, Vegas has scored. First of all, you couldn't have told me at the beginning of the week that Vegas was going to score 21 points on that Houston defense.
Their offensive line is awful.
Terrible.
But Austin Jeanty went for 128 yards and a touchdown on 24 carries.
He also led the Raiders he led all receivers in that game too.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
All right, the Patriots go to Baltimore and effectively end their season, except maybe not, depending on what Pittsburgh does, 28-24. Drake May had almost 400 yards and a couple of touchdowns. The Ravens are just not good.
I really wish we didn't have to talk about this game.
We don't. We can
It
just
makes
move
me
straight on.
Well, but it makes me mad because this wasn't okay. Lamar went out in the second quarter.
Yes.
All right, so there's that. But Lamar's been hurt pretty much all year,
For 8 weeks now.
and
He's on my fantasy team, I'll
right.
tell you.
And when Tyler Huntley came in, yeah, right. When Tyler Huntley came in, the offense didn't look that much different.
He went 9 of 10 for 65 yards.
He was fine. You couldn't really tell that there was much difference between him and Lamar earlier in the game. The problem that I have here is the Ravens had every chance to win this game. They had Derrick Henry going pretty well, and then all of a sudden in the second half, he just disappeared.
Yeah.
This is a home game. Like, Lamar is out. You got Tyler Huntley throwing the ball. Derrick Henry should get 32 catches. Should get 32 carries in this game.
He
I don't
had
care
a bunch, but I mean, he needed a few more.
He had 18 carries.
I mean, that's
like,
a
what's
lot.
happening? I couldn't believe it.
The days of 30 carries for 140 yards are over.
Fine, but this was a game when you keep the ball, you just hold on to the ball. You play ball control. Baltimore was up 3 in the fourth quarter. Baltimore was up 11 in the fourth quarter at one point. This is a coaching loss to me.
What I learned from this game is the Patriots are for real. They are for real. And they will be for real as long as Drake May is on that team.
This is interesting. Your take on this is interesting because to me, it means that they're a lot like who was it we talked about before? A lot like the Bears, and this, I'm not trying to compare the Patriots to the Bears here, but in the same way that the Patriots are doing this with a second-year quarterback who's admittedly far more talented, I think, or at least playing better than Caleb Williams, they're getting lucky a lot, and I feel like they were a little bit exposed the last couple weeks between the Buffalo game and this game. They should have lost this game.
You know, they had 11 draft picks last year.
Yeah.
And they are making good use of them.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's one thing that wasn't happening the last 5-6 years of Belichick.
They were missing on the draft.
Yeah, they were missing their draft picks. Now they've got what's the running back's name?
Trevion Henderson.
Trevion Henderson looks like he's going to be a monster in the AFC.
And Drake
AFC
May
for a while. Drake May is obviously like on his way. But I have more questions about the Patriots now than I did going into this game.
The Patriots' signature win of the year is
It's at Buffalo, right? It's got to be at Buffalo, or maybe there's one I'm not thinking of.
No, that's the thing. Here are the Patriots. I'll just run them all down for you. They lost to the Raiders opening week.
Yeah.
They went to the Dolphins and won. They lost to the Steelers. So those three teams combined are mediocre at best. So they went 1-2. They beat the Panthers. They won at the Bills. They won at the Saints. They won at the Titans. They beat the Browns. They beat the Falcons. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Jets. They beat the Bengals. They beat the Giants. They beat the Bills. And they beat the Ravens. I would say those two wins right there. No, they lost to the Bills. They
lost to the Bills 2 weeks ago.
So their best win of the year is at Bills.
Yeah, at Bills Thursday night.
They have 2 bad losses and 1 okay loss.
Yeah.
I just think that that even feasting on bad teams, that this team is good.
They have a. I know you're not a Mike Vrabel fan, but I think they have a coaching advantage over 2/3 of the coaches, 2/3 of the teams in the league.
Okay, so
probably a coaching advantage over 2/3 of the playoff teams.
They have at Jets and the Dolphins left, and we've already talked about that. Right. So, all right, the last game of the week. I think I was arguing against myself there, so I just wanted to stop.
That's okay.
Last night, we're
It's
recording on
Christmas.
Tuesday. The 49ers beat Phillip Rivers and the Colts 48-27. We definitely had that game picked out.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan, Coach of the Year still for you?
Yes, and I looked up the odds the other day, and he's still like fourth or fifth behind Vrabel and Mike McDonald, and I'm trying to think of who else. I don't know. It's four other guys ahead of Shanahan that just have no business. Like, okay,
Sean Payton.
I think Sean Payton is in there. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I understand that Vrabel came in and took a shitty Patriots team and has turned them around. I understand that Mike McDonald had a playoff team last year, man. Like, the only thing that changed with Seattle was they switched out Geno Smith for Sam Darnold. Like, this isn't like some kind of surprise that Seattle's good this year. I think McVay is in there too.
The Niners don't have a bad loss. 26-21 at home to the Jags. That was maybe their bad loss, but the Jags are good. They lost at the Bucks, they lost at the Texans, and they lost to the Rams. So none of those are bad. They have the Bears. Or I'm sorry, yes, they have the Bears on. That's the Sunday night game, and then they have the Seahawks. So two huge games. This week they just feasted. They were just better.
There was one point in this game where Phillip Rivers had the ball with a chance to tie it up. They were only down 7, and I think there was a series of plays where I texted you and I said, and I missed part of the first half of this game because of my adventures in grocery shopping. There was one point where I texted you and I said, Phillip Rivers looks like a potato. Which is what he looks. He looked like a potato wrapped in a blue uniform with a little helmet on, and he moves like a potato. And it's like watching Toy Story, like Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story. It's like, and look, Phillip Rivers, more power to him, man. The dude is like almost as old as me, and he's playing football after not playing for 4 years. I texted you that, and then he went on a little run where I was like, man, actually, Phillip Rivers is kind of impressive.
23 for 35, 277.
Immediately, as I thought, oh, Phillip Rivers looks a little good, he was strip sacked.
Yes.
And from there on, they didn't score another point. So
Jonathan Taylor, 16 carries for 46.
What do they have? They don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry too much about Rivers, so you can you put an extra guy or two in the box to stop.
Yeah, this is not the Daniel Jones Colts.
No, God,
I think they're going to fade into obscurity. Anyway,
this is not the Daniel Jones Colts. Is one of the most bizarre statements. This is not your Daniel Jones Colts, Lanny.
No, Daniel Jones is mobile. But anyway,
yeah.
Let's take a break and we'll come back and do some picks. And then for the last segment, we're going to do the best of the Gen X so far in the podcast. So this I think is our 20th episode.
I think it is. Yeah. So we'll replay some stuff that has like very poor audio in many cases.
No, but, well, or maybe got a bunch of views somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. We're doing a little short so we can get ready for Christmas. But let's take a break and we'll come back.
That was a long review of the games. We're going to do a short preview of the games this coming week with just our bets.
We went way long on that. We just had
did.
too much fun. There's so much to talk about.
It was a really fun week of football.
Yeah.
I think this week coming up is not as fun because there's not as many playoff seedings hanging in the balance. We're starting to get the games where they really don't matter.
A lot of these games now, like this week. There's a lot of games that matter, but even some of them, depending on which way they go, it's still going to go to week 18.
Yeah, this is the who needs it more time of
right,
year.
Exactly. So we're not gonna do the typical recap or the typical preview of all the games because there's too many that just don't matter.
Yeah.
Like for example, Cowboys at Washington. Like, do you have money on that game?
I do have money on the game,
Okay, great.
but it's in a parlay
Okay.
because I think Washington is just terrible, and Dallas always has the best unit on the field,
Yeah.
and usually the best player on the field.
They're the ones that stay away from me. But let's go ahead and you because you got
All right,
you got a few
I'm
picks,
gonna
right?
start off. I've got 3, and we're gonna go. This is the Christmas Day special, and we're gonna put special number of pesos. We're gonna put 50 pesos on the Christmas Day special.
Okay.
And this is all Thursday. I've got the Dallas Cowboys money line. I've got the Detroit Lions money line, and I've got the Denver Broncos minus 1,200 money line. And that gets me to a total of minus 128 for a parlay. So this is a barely double. You're not even going to double your money.
You're not even going to double it.
Nope, but it's minus 128.
You know what? We've been saying this a lot this year. Sometimes you got to just see something go through the hoop. You know.
Christmas Day special. We're going to find out.
Okay. I've got there's 2 games that I think are okay. So I'm putting Green Bay at home for the Ravens in a money line parlay with Houston. They are on the road at the Chargers. Now Green Bay is minus 158 against the Ravens at home. I'm taking their money line, and then the Texans are plus 112. I'm taking them because I think Houston probably just had to play with their food kind of game against the Raiders. They might have been looking past the Raiders a little bit to this game because they need this game badly to have a shot.
I love this pick. I think Houston has one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah.
And I think that they are going to put one full game together here and really bolster themselves to get into the playoffs and into maybe winning the division. Winning the AFC South.
If they're going to put a complete game together, they got to do it right now.
Yeah.
So I'm putting those 2 together, Green Bay and Houston money line. It's going to get me plus 246. I'm putting 30 pesos on that.
All right. So did I put 50 on the first one? That's
You
what
did.
Okay. My second pick is this is the University of Kentucky special. This is the Cats pick.
Okay.
This is the Cincinnati Bengals money line minus 316 against the Chargers. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars minus 244 at the Colts. And it's the Carolina Panthers plus 7.5. We didn't go money line on the Panthers, but Seattle's coming all the way across the country to play in Carolina, in Charlotte, and that one's minus 08. Panthers getting 7.5. So it's the Cats, and that gets me to plus 258, and that's 25 pesos.
Okay. We've seen what's happened with Carolina at home against West Coast teams. They did it against the Rams a few weeks ago. So
and I mean,
I like that.
If I can get them plus 7.5, it just seems like too many.
Carolina's confident right now, man. They look like they're playing with purpose at this point.
I think so.
Cincinnati, who is home at 1:00 on Sunday for the Arizona Cardinals. It's going to be outside in Cincinnati. It's going to be 58 degrees and raining. I'm taking Cincinnati minus 7, and I'm taking under 53.5 because I think the weather is going to at least keep Arizona from scoring. Possibly there will be a few slippery balls between T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So I'm putting those together for plus 209. I'm putting 30 pesos on that one.
All right. I like that. I like the Bengals strategic. I don't know why the Bengals are trying to win. I don't know why they put Joe Burrow back in. But
Joe Burrow's having fun again.
I guess.
He's having fun.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe that was one of those moments of momentary madness.
He was depressed, man. He knew he was looking like he missed a half season. We'll get into this another time. Once
play for Mike Brown, you get depressed.
It's true.
I have a 2-leg parlay. This is I don't have a fancy name for this one. This is the Detroit Lions giving 7 at Minnesota. I think Minnesota is going with a backup quarterback, which may be better than their normal quarterback. Who knows? But Detroit needs this game.
Yes.
Must have.
Has to have it.
I think they're going to go in there and stomp the dog shit out
Not in
of
control of their own playoff destiny
No,
either.
they have
so
to. They have to win.
They have to win.
So I think they go into Minnesota and win by at least 7. And I've got the Broncos money line at the Chiefs. Look, it's a division game. It's on the road. It's a tough place to play. All of that. Maybe I should have laid the points here, but I didn't. So Broncos are minus 1,200. Detroit minus 7. That gets me to plus 106, and that's 25 pesos.
The fact that you got that to a plus number is kind of remarkable, considering you had a three-teamer before that didn't get to a plus. That's pretty good. Denver's gonna stomp the shit out of the Chiefs.
I think so. I think this is one of they got a bad taste in their mouths.
Would you put on that? Would you put your last 25 on that?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
I've got a couple individual picks, and then I've got one more parlay, so I'll just blast through these real quick. I also like Denver minus 7 at the Vikings this week for the same reasons that we just talked about. They're at minus 110. I'm putting 10 pesos on that, and I've got I believe in the New Orleans Saints. They are at Tennessee, laying 3 points on the road, and I'm taking them because they're minus 104, and I'm just putting 10 pesos on that. Okay. I believe in Tyler Shuck, man. I think he's going to be good. And then I've also got Jacksonville is at the Colts. They're minus 6.5 favorites at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is done. I know they technically can still make the playoffs. Phillip Rivers is Mr. Potato Head in a football helmet. And as much as I love Phillip Rivers and I respect him, they're not winning this game.
This comeback has been fun.
It's been fun.
We can see why.
Right.
He retired.
And they also, they got that young the young quarterback there from Notre Dame who they might try to actually play. If they go down like 17 in this game, you might just see the young guy coming out there. So I'm taking Jags minus 6.5, and I'm taking I'm on top of that I'm taking the over 48.5. That gets me to plus 256 for 20 pesos.
All right, I'm just going to talk about a couple other games just because just a quick preview.
Meaningful games.
No.
Not meaningful.
This is absolutely the worst game.
Oh, okay.
The 1-800-GAMBLER game of the week is the New York Football Giants at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Ooh.
The Giants are getting 1.5 in Vegas. The over-under is 41.5. Both these teams are 2-13 on the money line, and they're 6-9 both against the spread. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. Yeah, stay away from that one. My goodness.
The money line, 76% of the Vegas, or 76% of the bets are on Vegas, on the money line bets. Isn't that nuts?
Really?
Yes.
My God.
How bad are the Giants?
I don't know. I mean, the Giants they're plus 102 on the road, but the Raiders are only minus 120. It's a 1.5 point spread.
That's basically a pick 'em.
Yeah, don't try to pick them.
The most important games of the week are probably the Lions at the Vikings, the Broncos at the Chiefs, just for seeding for the Broncos. Mm-hmm. That's a 12.5 point spread.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens at the Green Bay Packers, like two kind of struggling teams, trying to see if they're going to get in or get out. I think Green Bay is going to be in, but
both really need a W.
Yes.
Bad. Like if the Ravens lose this, they're out, and they're not going to have. They might not have Lamar. We don't know yet about Lamar.
No. Seahawks and Panthers has some intrigue.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What's your stand? Where do you see Eagles at Bills?
I'm always going to bet on the Bills this year. I just think they close your ears, Andrew. I think they look like a team of destiny this year. They seem to have put it all together. Finally, their defense played a little bit better, and I think they're just set up this year, considering the fact that there's no great team in the AFC and there's not really a great team in the NFC. The Bills will almost always have the most dynamic player on the field. Their running game is coming together. And I just think that they have a chance this year to really do something.
I don't disagree with any of that. This is going to be if it's the Bills' year, it means that Josh Allen has not just gone superhero mode. Like he's going to have to be in God mode the rest of the next month and a half.
There are three guys that are basically capable of God mode as quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's one of them.
Okay. Saying Mahomes and so who was the other guy? Is it Lamar? We saying
Lamar
can go into God mode?
When Lamar is right, he is impossible to defend. When he's right,
I'd still put Burrow in that conversation too. I know you don't. I know that's a tough one to have.
He's just. I would almost agree with that, but Burrow can't do it with his feet the way Lamar does it, and definitely, no one can do it with.
No one can do it like Lamar,
but no one really can do it like Josh either.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
I mean, some of those guys, him running over a safety or cornerback is a business decision, and anyway.
I think the Eagles, the Eagles being so boring is going to play to the Bills' advantage because it's going to be, this is in Buffalo, and the Bills' defense does a lot better at sort of slow plotting offenses than it does against dynamic offenses that they really have to worry about stopping big plays. So I agree with that. I think the spread is it's weird.
It's a pick 'em.
I would have said the Bills were more like 2.5 at home, but I don't know. I stayed away from this one, but for obvious reasons.
What about the Bears at the 49ers?
I want to pick the Niners in this. The Niners are favored. This is the Sunday night game. The Niners are favored at home by 3. I can't get these lucky Bears wins out of my head.
I think the Bears turn into a pumpkin in this one.
Well,
I think the 49ers coaching is better, and Purdy looked pretty damn good the other night. He had 5 touchdowns, and he looked really efficient.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey, CMC he's going.
He was last seen wincing on the sidelines after a few plays.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Look.
The 49ers need this bad.
When they're healthy, when their guys are all ready to go, and they're not limping off the field in the third quarter, they're as good as any. Are they the third best team? Are they the third best team in the NFC?
The Bears or the
49ers?
I think they're the third best team in the NFC West, but also in the NFC.
I think so too.
I think that's the way it is.
It's just going to be weird this year. We're going to have like the 3 best teams in each conference. Probably only one of them is going to win their division in each conference. Maybe 2 if Denver. I'd say the top 3 teams in the AFC are probably New England, Denver, and Buffalo. Probably in that order, or would you say Jackson? I mean, can we put Jacksonville in that conversation yet?
I wouldn't.
Houston.
I would probably rank it. My top 5 would be Bills, Pats, Texans.
Okay.
Probably those are my top 3.
Okay.
But coming up with an order for that is just a fool's errand.
But you still could have, out of those 3, you could still only have one of them is going to win their division.
Correct. I mean, it's just one of those. It's just one of those years.
It's just crazy. It is a weird year. So,
anyway,
any others that you got? Any others that you want to look at?
I mean, I think we talked about it. We talked about the Christmas Day special, but really those 3 games, like the NFL had it set up. They were like, yes, the Vikings hosting the Lions, the Cowboys at the Commanders, the AFC West showdown, the Broncos at the Chiefs. Dun 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 dun. I mean, I can hear the music.
Oh yeah,
they're all cat turds.
They're all. It's
a touchdown or more for everyone.
I know.
But anyway, we're going to be watching Christmas Day. We hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and if you are celebrating Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. If you're celebrating Kwanzaa, if you're celebrating Festivus, whatever you're celebrating, we hope it's good for you, and we're going to have the best of the 90s.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
And you're about to hear about them.
This is we got 3 games on Christmas Day, man.
Yeah, it's great.
This is great. So we've got we'll go ahead and say, go ahead and follow us on uh, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, TikTok, all the places.
YouTube.
YouTube Shorts.
We're up a bunch of subscribers on YouTube. Keep it up.
Yep.
It costs you nothing to hit subscribe.
Bet small, lose small at gmail.com if you want to send us nasty messages or sign us up for weird mailing lists.
Dude.
But keep the comments coming because we kind of feed off that stuff.
Yeah,
Don't be nice. Don't be nice.
We appreciate the nasty ones too.
Yeah. After this, you'll see a little bit of a best of the worst for the first season so far for Bet Small Lose Small. So hope you enjoy that. We're gonna get out of here so that we can go wrap presents and do last minute grocery shopping and hopefully not commit any homicides.
We'll see you. Just because we don't do so much, we have to be in something. He is part of the fabric of every journey to success. Yeah, I knew you would say that. Because that's the thing. Like, when I think of Val Kilmer, I think of Top Gun, I think of The Doors, Jim Morrison, I think of Doc Holliday. You can extend that to, like, some people would say, oh, the thing was a great movie, that was a good, it could have been franchised for you. I think if you take that stand for goodness, that was elementary school, high school, college, and then in college, I'm studying film. There's a couple of my classes. He was huge. He and Michael Mann, all the way production. It was just astonishing to me. I think he was 1995. There's nothing like that in the ground those scenes. I mean, I remember seeing the ground those scenes. I think the first time I saw him, I think I saw him. And it was like you were in the middle of it. The funny thing about this is it's such a great movie, and you consider it like it's kind of in that humor lesson, right? But Val Kilmer didn't have a huge part of it. It wasn't like if Val Kilmer wasn't there. It's just one of those things where he was lucky to have those four movies. I don't know if you've ever seen this thing. I've seen this thing. It's not memorable. It's not memorable like Tombstone's memorable. Like it's Pesos movie. It was both of them. Top Gun at the point was a lot of it. Let's not forget the things that we have to forgive now as bad comes from the thing is back. And the good thing about it. I'm going to interrupt you for that second because I didn't realize how it was. Now, I'm going to give you a guess. Let's say basically 1982 with Tommy was ready to fix. Okay, 86. His big first time ever was using. That's okay. That's true. So let's just go roughly. For simplicity's sake, let's say 82 to 2022. Because that was I think the overall number of episodes that can I don't know. Okay. It's significantly over. It's like 103. Now, he's not like Bruce Willis in his career where he had about 20 strokes a video and he played the same movie. It's amazing. Like, I looked through his IMDb and stuff. I want to do a little bit. I'm going to list some movie titles. Okay. And some of these are actually Val Kilmer movies that and some of them are ones that I just made. Ready? Okay, here we go. Hard Catch.
It's real. It's the masked and anonymous. That is real. No, that is if you look at the last 3 years of first year, it's just for clean thing to do. They're all like fake videos, 3.5 size. I mean, things are just like 3.8. But, I mean, they did give his last turn as Iceman, which I thought was appropriate. It was nice to see. I haven't seen it. I'm saving for when it can be like I know there's a big emotional thing with that film. You probably recently just see it. Remember how sick he was? He got in the minute and 65 for his game. Like we talked about growing up and a weeks ago. He was natural. And yeah, when I saw 65 for Val Kilmer, I was like, well, that seems. I wouldn't have guessed. I would have guessed it being 70. Even food is loud mission possible. Well, so I'm curious, if there was a series that you had not seen from before, and you were going to start with the 90s, the mid-90s, Mission Impossible, Jimmy London, could you watch all of them? Oh, I don't know. Some of those, I know there's some bad ones. I know there's some like people taking off their faces and it's like, oh, I mean, I can get into the games and stuff. Mission Impossible is just like a statement. I could have done the same. Tom Cruise has, room to move around. Well, Tom Cruise hasn't had that career. Like, he's not been in the 20s. No, the nice thing about Jason and so good. He's never done anything to do that. I think Kilmer and Bruce are like much more. He's paying $1 million for a month and a half. Robert De Niro. It's crazy, man. Val Kilmer for the 4 really classified movies and or ways that it is. It's quite awesome. It's too bad that he couldn't have been in the stuff.
All right. You were supposed to go see a movie, and I think we talked about it last week. You were supposed to go see One Battle After Another in the IMAX theater, and you were undone by the Taylor Swift era.
Yep.
So tell me about that.
So Aaron and I were planning on going to see One Battle After Another in IMAX, which
this is the new Leo DiCaprio.
The new Leo, it's Paul Thomas Anderson. It's like basically a big action movie with something that he's not really done, but in the style of Paul Thomas Anderson, Leo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, and when I went to get tickets on the old Fandango, I was looking up and I was like, "What? There was like one IMAX time. It was like 10 p.m. And as I'm scrolling through, I see this one that's got like 15 or 16 or 18 showtimes listed and a couple IMAX." It was the Taylor Swift album release party for Life of a Showgirl, and it took up like no other movie had more than like 1 or 2 showtimes, and it was because of Miss Taylor Swift. Who, look, I have no issue with the future Mrs.
Total respect.
I have no qualms with the future Mrs. Travis Swift. I think she's great, but she fucked up my movie night, man. And I really wanted to see that movie in IMAX. And now, like, Aaron and I were like, well, we'll just go next Thursday. This Thursday is our wedding anniversary. And it's not in IMAX anywhere around here anymore. So that was it. Taylor Swift, you screwed up my weekend, and I will probably never forgive you for that one.
Congratulations to you. I'm not
Thank
so
you.
sure about congratulations to Aaron, but congratulations to
Well,
you. No,
that's fair. That's fair.
No,
By the way,
how many years is it?
21. This is 21.
21.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that because I was in that wedding, and the dresses were the ladies' bridesmaid dresses were like this really cool, like an auburn color.
It was like between burgundy and we had a real fall theme because
Yeah.
it was like
It was
it was like burgundy, not burgundy, a little more wine than
and
burgundy.
Your reception was lit.
It was, oh man,
There
we
was
lost a keg. This is a keg that just we bought. Somebody went to the liquor store
And
at
brought-
like 12:30, bought a keg. They did not have taps at the liquor store.
I remember this.
So we flipped the keg upside down and put it between two coffee tables in one of the rooms, and we were shoving the little ball up into the keg,
Oh my gosh.
into the ice dispenser, so that we could all pass it around and drink. It was a different time. By the way,
Were there drugs at that party?
pass.
Yeah.
I
I think the statute of limitations. are up
yeah,
on that.
well, that's fine, but you know,
I think some of my ex-in-laws brought
there's
some.
there's still people if people ever anybody that didn't turn this off when we started the episode talking about the flasher, you know, I'm not going to give them any more material in front of the kids. Speaking of weddings, I had this thought that I just wanted to throw this out to you. Should Travis Kelce take Taylor's last name and be Travis Swift for his his last season next year, and change his number to 89? How many jerseys would that rocket to the top of
with
all
Swift
time?
and 89?
Swift and 89 on a Chiefs jersey.
I mean,
That is selling 3 billion jerseys.
if it's about making the money,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Just throwing it out there.
I don't. Taylor Swift is in that category of people in our lifetimes that will never be able to spend all the money they've made.
Oh, no. She's been well past that for probably
5
damn near a
years?
decade now. Yeah.
I think she's 32 or 3,
Yeah, something in that range.
and he's 36.
He's 36. Yep.
Yeah, that'll be the wedding of this century.
Oh my God. It'll be like the royal wedding. Like the royal wedding will probably not have quite as many views as the Swift Kelce wedding. If it's even available for public consumption. I'd be kind of surprised if it was.
I don't think it will be. I think these are not people that they don't have to have a public wedding.
They don't know. They don't need the attention.
They can buy an island.
They're fine. Yeah, they're going to be just fine doing this out of the view of the public, I would say.
Will they is another question.
That's-
Congrats to them.
Congrats.
I hope it's awesome.
It's great. It's not every day that the football player gets the pretty girl.
Not going back to 1989, but going back to 1995. I rewatched Heat for probably the 20th time this weekend.
Yes.
And we were talking earlier today, and I was like, it has one scene too many in it. And
See, how dare you?
I
How
know.
dare
Here it
you
comes.
criticize Heat, the greatest action movie of all time, which includes the greatest heist scene of all time, the greatest bank robbery scene of all time. How dare you throw stones at Heat?
okay,
You better have a good scene for this, and you better be able to make it stand up to me.
my favorite film is Jaws, and my second favorite film is Heat.
Okay? My
Okay.
favorite film is The Sting, by the way.
So
No, I'd say Pulp Fiction, then The Sting. Go ahead.
this is how far up I put this, but this one scene, it doesn't bother me, but as I was watching the film last night, and by the time you get to this scene, you're just exhausted.
Okay.
I mean, this movie is one thrill after the next.
Well, it doesn't stop. There's a few little scenes, like there's Neil and what's her name in the
Edie.
Neil and Edie in the bar. Lady, why are you so interested in what I do?
Yeah,
It's
right.
just such a great line. But it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop for 2.5 hours.
It's 2 hours and 50 minutes.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
And it could have been 2 hours and 45 minutes, and nothing would have changed. And here's the scene.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay, when Lauren tries to kill herself in Al Pacino's hotel room, not necessary.
Okay. I always had some questions about that scene.
We have not seen her on the screen or thought about her for an hour at that point.
Okay.
And we've just gotten off this roller coaster where they have dropped their tails, where he has coffee with Neil Macaulay,
half an hour ago.
Exactly that. And he's like, everybody, all their tails are dropped, and you're like, I don't know where this is going next. He's just moved out of his house.
Okay. Yeah.
And he goes to his hotel, and for one, how does she know where his hotel is?
That was always, I forgot about this scene. And now that you mentioned it, I think we could have done it. I think you're right. I think we could have done without it. And also, yeah, you're right. How does she know? How does she get into this? How does she know where it is? How does she get into it? And also, like, he just moved out of his house.
Right. Like
that
within
night,
hours
right?
ago. Yeah. It feels like.
Yeah. Okay.
And
you might
so,
be right.
So it gives them like 10 minutes for them to figure out that their marriage is in fact ending after we know that she just cheated on him and they've been having this tension. What is, I think the reason that Michael Mann wrote this scene was basically so that she could give this great speech where she basically says, all you are the people that you chase.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Well, and you also have, it might have been one of those things where maybe Natalie Portman just needed to be in another scene or so.
I don't know.
This is very young Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie though, good God. Every time I watch it,
It's amazing.
I just learned today, and this is new information for you too.
Okay.
I'm reading the IMDb because I'm trying to figure out where that scene falls.
Okay.
Because I was just like, I'm watching the movie this weekend, and the scene comes on, and she's in the tub, and he starts freaking out, and he takes her to the hospital. And as I described the movie to you, it's 2,000 perfect shots in a row.
Yeah.
There's a couple of throwaways here and there, but it's
Even
2,000
that bad scene, even that scene you want to cut out is shot perfectly.
Yeah, zero soundstage use
Right.
for the whole film.
Mm-hmm.
And I read that, and I had questions about this for years. Is Trejo, who is the driver, actually
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo, who plays Trejo,
Mm-hmm.
is he actually being followed by the police when he calls them and says, hey, I can't do the bank heist because the police are on to me. They're all over me. And it turns out, according to IMDb, Trejo was not being tailed by the police. It was Waingro who had gotten to Trejo, kidnapped his girlfriend, held her hostage, got Trejo to give them all the information, to give Van Zandt all the information about this next heist.
Okay.
And then that went to the police.
Huh.
So Waingro holds up Trejo for the information and then drops the information to the police, and they show up just in time to foil the greatest shootout in cinematic history.
Okay. That is new information to me. I always thought Waingro knew that information and gave that information up.
It doesn't make any sense that he would.
Or
because
that the cops got it from, who was Hank Azaria's character?
I know, but it wasn't
I'm
him.
not Hank
He wouldn't have known.
Azaria's character.
Van Zandt.
Yeah. I guess he wouldn't have known. Okay.
He wouldn't have known.
Okay.
Waingro wouldn't have known, but Trejo would have.
Huh. I'd never caught that before. I guess I just kind of, and I've seen this movie probably a dozen times.
Oh my
So you kind of, it's one of those little details that you just miss because that is during just an absolute roller coaster section of that movie.
Well, I mean, if they ever did an extended version and you got all the context everywhere, it would be 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Probably, you're probably right. A director's cut, the Michael Mann director's cut. I wonder if that exists anywhere. I wonder if he's got a version of it that's like,
well,
it's 5 hours long.
He probably does. He disavowed the TV version. They cut 40 minutes out of the film, and he was like, "You can't put my name on it."
Yeah.
But that was, as I watched it, I was like, they could have done without that one scene. And
That's
now
fair.
you agree with me.
It's fair. Yeah. It was a scene I kind of forgot about. So I guess if I forgot about it, they could do without it.
I was just even rewatching it, and I know exactly everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Even rewatching it, I was exhausted by that point in time.
She's got a great ass.
What a great line. What a great line.
I love it. I love it.
We joined the cesspool that is TikTok. I didn't even know we were posting to TikTok for a little while. You were like, "Oh yeah, we got a TikTok
I was
account."
like, hey, just so you know, we're on TikTok now. You might want to put that on your phone. I hate TikTok myself.
And we started posting shorts on TikTok.
Yeah.
And this one particular TikTok, it's the Raiders are favored by 5.5 points, question mark. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read a few of these comments.
And by the way, we're going to do this. If you listen, if you want to comment on your stuff, we are 46 and 50 years old. There is nothing that you can say on comments on social media that's going to even move the needle with either of us. So please come at us. Maybe one day we'll have like a plaque on the wall that we just have usernames. Be the Hater Hall of Fame or something like that.
I was fat and on television, so
I'm so ready for this. Yeah.
All right, so Raider J. So our Raider Nation has been in a little bit of a tee-hizzy.
They are not. I mean, they're not having a good year. The L.A., Oakland,
They haven't
Las
had
Vegas
a
Raiders.
good multiple decades.
Yeah, well,
Raider J starts with anybody can buy a mic. Raider J, fair, buddy.
not
fair,
not untrue, man.
But
we did buy some mics.
I tell you what else we did buy.
Yeah.
Actually, these were given to us.
Yeah, that's true. We
bought the lights, and we bought 1, 2, 3 cameras, and we
Yeah.
bought the TV, and we built the set.
Yeah.
We bought these tchotchkes. I earned those. But Raider J, you're right. Anybody can buy a mic.
It's true. Anybody can do this, and please do Raider J, because I would love to hear. I'd like to hear a Raider J podcast. Like if tomorrow Raider J was like, I'm setting up a podcast specifically to deal with these fools on YouTube talking about the Raiders. I would love to see it. I'm looking forward to it.
Dorito 972. Love the name.
Love it.
You said something last week that was hyperbole, and I just want to clear this up.
Okay.
We don't actually think any pro team would be beaten by any college team.
I think the quote that I said, so the Raiders...
They should not be favored by...
The Raiders were favored over Tennessee by 5.5.
5.5, and you were
now, I'll pull that score up here because I want to see. I think it was more than... They won by 10 or
They
something.
won by 10.
Okay.
What you said was the Raiders shouldn't be favored by 5.5 over any college team.
Over most college
Over
teams.
most college teams.
Most college teams.
Just for the record, we know that the pro teams would beat all the college
I
teams.
do not actually mean that. There is a level of...
They could put USC, Alabama, and Ohio State together, and they would still beat them.
I will deadpan things once in a while. One of the things that floored one of my friends last week was like when I said something about, it's not every day that the football player gets the pretty girl, and you just breezed right through it when we were talking about Travis and Taylor. One of my friends was like, "That I can't believe how just flat you laid that down." But that's what I did with the Raiders comment. I know people. I know pro teams will, on average, even the worst ones, beat almost every college team by 17.5 today. I get it. But the Raiders, it doesn't change the fact that this Raiders team has stunk.
We're going to talk about the Raiders in a minute. Chris Raider Walden pipes in. Yeah, people don't get how man developed. Men versus kids. The laughing face.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
Bandoy767 says Vegas knows what it's doing. No apostrophe in ITS, which is shocking that somebody knows how to not use an apostrophe, but that's wrong. They actually got it wrong.
I'm so far beyond like doing the grammar police thing on the internet.
I'm not. I'm petty like that.
I will readily admit Vegas knows what they're doing. We just have to. But the point is, you're supposed to come on here on a podcast and act like you know what you're doing more than Vegas does.
Sure. The guy says this aged like milk.
Yeah.
Wow.
It sure did.
So how did this work out? That's from Kobe Mack.
It didn't work out great.
Big L Raiders. Big L took Raiders on this one. That's from Crypto Patriot. I bet that guy's a fun hang.
Big L. Did he call you Big L?
No, not me. I
What?
said big loss, I think is what he meant.
Oh, Big L. I see. Yeah. I mean, look, win some, lose some, man.
David Gutierrez. Think they know it all, then boom.
Welcome to the concept of this show.
King Monty 51 says, "Let me get an update." Well, King Monty, we lost.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it was bad.
lost.
We didn't do great on that. We haven't been doing very well this year at all. And look, it can benefit you all out there, because if you think we're just going to keep stinking, go straight.
Bet against
go
us.
directly against us. It's an easy formula.
ATM Pro. I'm not sure what that means. ATM Pro. Is he a pro at like putting his password?
I think you know what ATM means.
Oh,
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it right there.
never heard of these guys, and I will never get. I don't know what he was trying to say.
Sounds like somebody hit return instead of space.
J. Cole 805. How'd that work out for y'all?
It's again bad.
It was fine.
We're used to it. It's okay. It's not hurting our feelings.
My favorite comment of the week, though, Andrew. This one's directed right at your giant head.
Good.
Losing 4 straight Super Bowls must suck.
First of all, too soon. And also, yeah, it sucked. But you know what didn't suck from like 1988 to about 1999 was all the rest of the winning.
Yeah, there was
So,
a lot of winning.
It wasn't it. Look, for four individual nights during that run that the Bills had, it was some of the worst. It was some of the worst feelings you can possibly have. But man, we did a lot of fucking winning during that time, brother. I'm not worried about it now. I'm certainly not worried about it now. So these Bills have given me a lot of good times, and I would like to know how many times in a row your team went to a Super Bowl.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
That I don't never.
Okay. Never
Not in a row. Not in consecutive.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking to see how many teams have done that 4 straight times.
Kevin Stark 340 writes, they should definitely delete this because it can't be good for business. Let me tell you, Kevin. It is great for it is great for business, Kevin. It is fantastic for business.
Good for business implies that there's business being done here.
Correct. Every comment you make, though, is engagement.
Yes.
And we like that.
Yes. Thank you. Please keep them coming.
So the other one that was great, and I don't know if it was directed at me or you. This dude works at the local grocery store in the produce section, so stick to that instead.
That is incredible. I actually I'm 46 years old now. When I was in high school, I worked for 2.5 years in a grocery store in the produce department. So I don't know. Is he here?
Did he know?
Does he know? I don't. Yeah, maybe he knew me. I don't know. There's some people work in a grocery store that might be making more money than me.
I'm going to do some rapid fire ones here.
Okay.
Because we got to get to something else in a minute.
Okay.
As a Raider fan who know my team is cheeks, these guys are morons if they think any NFL team wouldn't be favored over most college teams, quote unquote. Big Mexican Raider.
I think we covered that one.
Enjoy that L. RN4L, Raider Nation for life.
Mm-hmm.
June the Creator says dumbasses, and then he has some Raiders stuff after that.
Cool.
Pendejos.
Yes.
Maldito Pepe. Edson Rodriguez says, I guess anybody can give bad advice. They were wrong. And then Skylar Reagan just has a cricket. So thank you for all those comments, and keep them coming.
There was one that I really liked. Was this on a different?
What did it say?
I think it just said idiots.
Idiots, yes.
Which, look, I appreciate. That is the cold efficiency of just writing idiots when it's not only it's you used exactly the number of words that you needed to.
Yes.
You left nothing, no meat on the bone, and you were right. So I mean, look, I can't. I appreciate efficiency, man. That's good. It's good work there.
I just want to, and this is a different post that this is the post we did about Travis Kelce. Do his Andrew with a brilliant take on that.
Yeah.
Changing Travis Kelce's jersey name to Swift and making his number 89.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the short we're talking about on TikTok.
There were some Swifties. Now
they were lovely.
They didn't come after us. I was kind of when I listened back to that, I was like, I might be in some like real hot water with the Swifties.
Yes, but they were so nice. Guys, it's 89 because the year she's born.
Okay.
Laughing emoji. She's 35. That's from Kills, 1215 Kills.
Oh.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we knew her album was 1989. I mean, we knew that, but we didn't know it was because she was born in 89. Or at least I didn't think about it.
So my whole point with that was that it would be Kelsey and 89 for the album. Because that album was huge, and I love that album. I think that album is great. And I thought, and honestly, I thought the whole premise of the album being called 1989 was because it sounded a lot like 80s music to begin with, right?
Okay.
It sounded like 80s pop to me.
By the way, these are easily looked up facts, and we could have looked them up.
We don't prep for this. We come in with concepts of ideas, and
Brent Musburger is from Georgia.
We say things like Brent Musburger is from Brent Musburger, the native Oregonian, is from Georgia, and this is why I love the comment idiots, because this is exactly what we're doing.
Tiana Valdez, I mean, the NFL allows you to customize a jersey already, so people can already do this.
Yeah,
well, thank you, Tiana.
Yeah, but
that is good
true.
Information.
That's true.
But anyway, so that's most of them. There are a few others that got some traction, and we are so appreciative for all the comments and the interaction. If you hate us, hey man, let it fly.
Hey, listen, here's the other thing. We don't have a ton, like we're still under 200 subscribers for the actual podcast. And we're small time. We're not connected to a big podcast network. We're not putting a ton of money behind it. But if we've got all these people that are interacting with us, guys, just go. You can subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah, go
and
right.
Get two full hours of this garbage.
Yeah, you can.
And you can go on YouTube and comment on it all day long. Go crazy, guys. Subscribe, and that helps us give you more stuff that you can use to call us Bendejos or whatever it was. Whatever it was. I'm not good at Spanish. Whatever it was that they called us. Just go and like and subscribe and follow us, because there is no shortage of this stuff coming out of our mouths. I promise you.
So these comments got me to thinking, because Raider Nation is after us and onto us.
They're a little touchy with this stuff.
They are. So that got me to thinking, why are they so touchy? And I started to look up some statistics today. And this is why I said in a text to Andrew today, I said, also, Raider Nation are a bunch of assholes.
Now, let's be fair. In the face of stark, grim failure, it's easy to sound like an asshole, but it might just be because these folks are hurting, man.
They may be hurting a little bit. And I also said something that I think will garner me some traction.
Okay.
I think Raiders fans are a lot like Jeep guys, where they have been steadfastly following a product and promoting that product when all that product is done since basically the 90s is suck. Jeep Wranglers are a shitty vehicle. The Raiders are a shitty team. And while I cannot back up the Jeep thing so much with stats, all I will say is JD Power says you're mid, Jeep. JD Power says you're mid. Okay, but
This podcast is not sponsored by Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, by the way.
I'm going to direct
Probably
this.
never will be.
I'm going to direct this directly to Raider Nation. Raider Nation. In 45 years of football since 1980, your Raiders have exactly 13 years of winning records. 13 for 45 in winning records.
Preach, son.
2 of those years do include Super Bowl wins. They have won the division 3 times since 1995. Now, I went to Millersburg Elementary, but 2025 minus 1995 is 30. That means they win the division 1 of every 10 years. Now, since the realignment in 2002, which was 23 years ago, the Raiders should have every year a 1 in 4 chance of winning the division. There are 4 teams in the division. The Raiders are 1. Kansas City is 2. San Diego is not San Diego anymore. It's Los Angeles is 3. And what's the 4th team?
Denver.
Denver, thank you, because they kicked out Seattle and they went to the NFC West.
Now, in fairness, this is dice roll math here. This isn't, Vegas math. But
right. Okay,
yeah,
I'm just saying.
Technically, if you're rolling the dice,
so they should be batting. They should win the division 1 in every 4 years on average because there are 4 teams. Since the realignment 23 years ago, the Raiders have won the division exactly 1 time, once, and that was the year when they got their guts stomped out by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. That was 2002.
It was whatever the year was. That was when they traded John Gruden
Oh yes,
to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who did they?
I can't remember.
What did they get in that
Was
trade?
it the quarterback? I can't remember. Not important.
Rich Gannon? I don't think they traded for Rich Gannon though, did they?
Statistically speaking, the Raiders are batting .043 in winning the division since the realignment. They should be batting .250. .250 is the average. The Raiders are batting .043. They are 0 for their last 22 times in winning the division, the AFC West.
Oof.
0 for 22 consecutive.
Ooh.
So, Raider Nation, you haven't won a Super Bowl since 1983. If you're the average Raider fan, let's say you're 45, you don't remember 1983.
I mean, that's not necessarily like New Browns territory.
No,
But man, it's scraping the ceiling. It's like knocking on the door of Cleveland Browns
here's the kicker.
shittiness.
Here's
Yeah.
the kicker.
Yeah.
Since the realignment, the Raiders have been outscored by 1,948 points.
Man, you went deep on these guys.
They have been outscored by an average of 81 points per season or 5 points per game. And let me just leave you with this. This is
Wait a minute.
This is
Are
what
you
you're
saying that they've on average lost? On average, if you just did
in every
averages,
single
they would have lost every single game by 5 points.
Yes.
That is remarkable.
I'll just leave you with this. If you look at your screen right now, you're going to see a picture of Mark Davis. He is your 70-year-old owner, and that's what he looks like. Raider Nation,
man.
I bid you good day.
Oh. By the way, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traded 2 first-round picks. This was in 2002. 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks and $8 million to the Raiders
For John Gruden?
for John Gruden.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
As it turns out, he's a flaming racist.
Well, it's phrasing.
And we're having a good time.
Yeah, this is good. And no offense, look, you've got a Bengals fan and a Bills fan here. We know misery, all right?
Yeah.
We know misery. So, but it's you know, you come at the king, you best not miss, right? All right, what do we want to do here?
I think we should just stop.
Think we should just stop?
No,
no more best thing.
I will
you want to
say,
do best thing, worst thing, or do you want to?
You saw. Quick recap.
Yeah.
We called our first football game
Yes.
as a team.
Yes.
On last Friday.
The homeless man's version of Mike and Mike calling Monday Night Football was Lanny and I calling Frankfort High School versus Eminence High School in Frankfort, Kentucky, on a field
from the 30s.
From the it looked like it should be filmed in black and white.
Frankfurt has a great little school system, but their football team is on a hard time. So I come from a place of empathy, but they've only got like 20 kids.
Right. It was rough. I mean, it was tough watching these kids.
And they lost 30. They were down 35-0. I think they may have lost by, was it one more touchdown? Anyway.
Yeah, they've scored 6 points this year.
Yeah, we had a great time calling that game. Big thanks to Frankfurt Plant Board for. I'm a regular there, but Andrew was a fill-in, and so they took a chance. And you got great reviews.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was actually I think it really helped us. It helped that we do this every week.
Yeah,
because we could sit there and be idiots and talk about football. But it was fun. I hope I get to do it again.
So that was one of the worst things I saw. And the best thing,
it was kind of the best too. It was kind of
it was fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
And you saw one battle after another.
Finally went to see one battle after another. Aaron and I went on Thursday last week. We got to see it in the historic Kentucky Theater, which is in Lexington,
that's cool.
Which is a cool place. It's a cool theater. It's not necessarily the best movie experience. You don't have the recliners, and and it's not like stadium seating or anything like that. So I think there was probably a little bit. That movie is intended to be seen on an IMAX screen or like in an RPX theater or something like that, and the recliners and with all the awesome surround sound, which the Kentucky Theater doesn't necessarily have. It is still an excellent movie. I'd recommend it to anybody. I left out last week. If we were going to do corrections, I would mention. I mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio, and I mentioned that it was Paul Thomas Anderson, but Chase Infinity, who is the female lead, she's pretty young. She's like 20 or 21, is incredible in this movie. Sean Penn plays the ultimate caricature of like the military industrial complex. He's the embodiment of I don't know a better way to describe it except that he's a caricature of the military industrial complex, and he is tremendous. Benicio del Toro has a great supporting role in it. I can't say enough about the movie. I will say that as far as movies went this year, I liked Sinners as a piece of entertainment more than I liked One Battle After Another. I think One Battle After Another is probably the better movie, but if I was giving out an Oscar, it probably would be to Sinners.
Right.
I don't think One Battle quite cracks that Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood echelon of like Paul Thomas Anderson's greatest movies. It's in there with like The Master. It's
Those are
really, really good.
Still pretty good
movies. And it was much more of an action movie than anything that he's done. But recommend it to everybody. And it's probably one. Aaron agreed. She was like, I feel like I need to see it again, which is how a lot of PTA movies end up going.
Agree.
So great movie, though. Great movie.
Well, let's wrap it up. We can't do any more
we can't
damage.
do much more. Okay. Follow us out there. As we said, on all the platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music. Please go to our shorts and leave vitriolic comments because someday your username may end up in the Hater Hall of Fame. Maybe we'll put a nice graphic up on the TV screen. We appreciate appreciate all the feedback, even if it's just even if it's just one word that says morons. But
Idiots.
idiots. Wednesday every week.